The existence of the universe, in fact, is not existing. This existence of the universe is false. It is unreal. It should not exist. This phone that I'm recording this video on should not exist, but it does exist. It exists when you are there. When your existence is there shining, then it exists. This existence of the would-be non-existent universe is only possible when you are shining. So because you are shining, everything is fine. In the monistic view of Shaivism, they say this universe should not exist because duality is not existing. Everything comes from one source. Everyone is experiencing this worldly existence in a differentiated perception, creating this universe. Duality is existing only when non-duality is shining there. Non-duality is shining in duality. In the ancient Shastras, it is said that when there are two people together in each other's company, one says to the other, if I was not here, you would not be there. And if you were not there, I could be not here. Because these moments, these objects of perception cannot exist unless there is someone putting their awareness of their individual consciousness there. This is the greatness of our world. This is the secret of our reality. Now, let's talk about experiencing different forms of existence. Would a restaurant exist if there was no chefs there to cook, if there was no waiters there to serve, if there was no manager to plan the meals, no custodian to clean, or finally no customers to go there and eat? No, all these pieces of the puzzle of all those individual awarenesses have come together to create this restaurant. Now, if you are kicking a soccer ball, would that ball is existing in that moment, but when that ball is put away in a bag in a closet away from your thoughts, it is no longer existing in your individual consciousness. When you are playing an instrument, playing a guitar, that instrument is existing when you are there, but when you are at work, that guitar has no awareness to it, so it does not exist. Or it is work now that is only existing. Would a potato or rice exist if there was no one there to grow it and harvest it and pack it and transport it to your grocery store, someone there to fulfill the shelves and to price it for sale? No. If a tree falls in a forest and no one is there to hear it, doesn't make a sound. It all kind of wraps up into these philosophies. You know, it reminds me of those video games like that early Grand Theft Auto where in your immediate presence, your close surroundings, that the picture of your map is clear. The map is like in your awareness. Now everything is existing, but the further objects that are not in your vicinity have no awareness. You cannot see them. They do not yet exist and are blurry. You have to travel in that direction and things start to become available. You see the buildings, the trees, the people, the streets, the cars. But when you are traveling to that new existence on those maps, behind you, the past starts to dissolve. Where you put your awareness is the existence. Where there is no awareness, there is no existence in your individual consciousness. Now, while you inject your consciousness or awareness on an object, activity, or thought, or any of your five senses of cognition, sight, smell, taste, sound, or touch, then it is shining. Up until then, they're just like a rock. Until you make them shine with awareness, then those organs are existing. Then they are alive and start to act in this universal dance. When you inject your God consciousness in the eyes, they perceive form, each and every form. In the same way, all of these senses act when they are injected by your God consciousness. They shine, they vibrate, they do everything. They dance, just like when those smallest particles of cotton, those cotton fibers, are flowing in the air, move here and there, floating in the ether by the force of the wind. You, my friends, are that wind. In these five organs of the senses, if there would have not been the adjustment adjustment of God consciousness, who would come down from that state of God consciousness? Nobody. Everyone would just take hold of that God consciousness always. No one would come into this universal existence and perform in this universal dance. This you must understand. It means we are enjoying. We have got 10 organs, 5 organs of action, 5 organs of cognition, and we enjoy the worldly life. The joy comes from that I consciousness, because God establishes that self-identity in those organs. That presence is in the form of I am enjoying. Who would abandon that state of spirituality, of God consciousness? No one would have abandoned it, that place, because everyone has abandoned it because they have found that God consciousness is here also. This is Shaivism. This existence of the would-be non-existence universe is only possible when you are shining. So because you are shining, everything is fine. Everything is existing. It doesn't make sense to imagine that the world is dependent on simply the 3 dimensions of time, space, and form. It makes no sense. All these 3, time, space, and form, are only the glory of God consciousness. They don't exist in their own way. Time, space, and form cannot function independently. It makes no sense. It has no authority to make sense on those grounds. They must rely on each other to exist. Time is just an illusion. Time only exists when you compare one moment to another moment. Space can only exist if there is form. If there was no form, there would be no space in between those forms. This is Kashmir Shaivism. This is Trika philosophy. Om Namah Shivaya.